was the last time you ate? And they say 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then I count it, and it's been like 8 hours, and they're out of fuel.
They're hungry.
Right, so a couple of easy fixes for that. One is, believe it or not, raw honey. So a teaspoon of raw honey, half an hour before bed, not if you're diabetic.
Or under the age of 1, right?
Right, you don't want that, because it'll help keep your blood sugar stable. The raw honey, it's a little bit more difficult for your body to process. Or something, if you're not a big sweet span guava leaf tea, there's actually a study to show that it keeps your blood sugar stable at night.
Really? That's a good tip. Now, what about this? We all have the thing where we wake up with, for whatever reason, you know, like your husband's too loud or something happens, and you cannot get back to sleep, right? And so should you read? Should you turn on the TV? Should you just put on one of those sleepy stories that we just talked about? What should you do? You want to not toss and turn in bed. You want to guess, don't clock watch. That could be the worst thing you can do.
Don't look at the clock.
Don't look at the clock.
You immediately do the mental math.
Yeah, now you only have 3 hours left.
Right, it's like, boom, you can't stop it. It's like, oh, it's terrible.
But if you're getting up in the middle of the night, try and do something relaxing. What I'll get, Mike,
You start with their toes, think of your toes, and just go up from your toes all the way up to your jaw. You'd be surprised sometimes how much tension you have in your muscles that might be keeping you up at night. But if you can't sleep, get out of bed, do something relaxing, because all you're doing if you're tossing and turning is reinforcing that the bedroom isn't a place to sleep.
Okay.
So it's setting the cues that this is a calm, relaxing environment that I could maintain sleep in.
Because you can program your brain. When I see that bed, when I'm in this dark room, it does one thing. Well, 2 things, but
You do one of them more than the other. So what Dr. Ash was talking about was interesting. It's called progressive muscle relaxation. So this is a technique that I teach a lot of my patients, and it's where you tense and relax muscles starting at your toes, going all the way to your head, and that helps get rid of that physical tension. But sometimes, and I don't know if anybody in the audience has ever experienced this as well, you can't turn off your brain.
yeah.
Right? That's like the big thing that I hear
Your
in my
thoughts are racing.
like on and on and on, because I'm an insomnia specialist, so I hear this quite a bit. So sometimes we use distraction techniques. That's what those sleep stories would actually fall into the category of prior to bed. But in the middle of the night, do you really want to be grabbing your phone, clicking on, the bright light comes on, it's like morning.
Yeah.
So one of the things I have people do is deep, what we call diaphragmatic breathing. So there's an easy technique. We can teach everybody how to do it right now. All you do is you breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 6, and then release for a count of 7. It immediately begins
4, 6, 7.
4, 6, 7 breathing. The Navy SEALs actually use it.
In for 4, hold for 6, release for 7.
And what it does is it lowers your heart rate. Most people don't realize it, but you need a heart rate below 60 to enter into a state of unconsciousness. And this is one of those ways that you can do that. And it really forces you to concentrate on the breathing, and you can't think of anything else. Boom, you're out.
You know why this is important? Because what people don't understand, insomnia is not a problem with the system for sleep. It's a problem with the system of wake. It's a state of hyperarousal. So when you're trying to fall asleep at night, if you have a problem with hyperarousal, it's like as if you had the foot on the accelerator and you're trying to come up with solutions to put your foot on the brake. You have to take the foot off the accelerator. And what these deep breathing exercises do, they actually turn on the nervous system for rest and digest and shut down the fight or flight system.
All right, I have so many other questions, including should you take a shower at night before you're getting ready for bed? Do you ever do that?
Yeah.
And when you wash your face, should you be using cold water within 20 minutes of going to sleep? Much more to discuss right after the break. Don't go away.
Discover Lint Excellence with all your senses. Explore the finest cocoa, roasted, blended, and shaped to perfection, revealing layers of rich flavor and aromas. Lint Excellence, dark chocolate from the Lint Master Chocolatiers.
Get to Kohl's this weekend and take 50% off hundreds of select items store-wide. Plus, take an extra 20% off. Plus, take an extra $10 off when you spend $50 or more. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Layer on the savings this weekend at Kohl's. How do I use better than bouillon? I just add a spoonful to my marinades. To stir fries, sauces. Better than bouillon adds this kick of flavor.
Like an explosion.
Boom.
To chicken, steaks.
Soups, sides, slow cookers. It's amazing with vegetables.
Better than bouillon comes in a ton of flavors. Chicken, beef.
Roasted garlic. Just whisk it in. Brush it on.
Sauté.
It adds a cooked all day taste. That doesn't take all day.
Better than bouillon. Don't just make it better. Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture and keep us protected. We've got to have each other's backs and fronts. CeraVe, what your skin craves.
My name is Courtney, and I'm a middle school intensive reading teacher. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a mom. I totally trust ABC Mouse. It breaks it down like an educator would in the classroom, taking it step by step, slowing down if necessary, or picking up the pace a little and adding more challenge. And now, Evelyn is one of the top kids in her class. As a teacher and as a parent, I have a keen eye for stuff that actually works. And ABC Mouse works.
C to the O to the O to the honey, sweet as all the good that we do. Each day make the world shine bright for our crew. Starts as a little but grows to a lot, 'cause good goes around and around and around. C to the O to the O to the honey, sweet as all the good that we do. Without being told, 'cause the good inside is true. By scanning that box, good goes non-stop, 'cause good goes around and around and around. Good goes around and around and around. Good goes around and around.
When a nasty cold won't let you sleep, try new NyQuil Severe with Vicks VapoCool and vaporize it. New NyQuil Severe with Vicks VapoCool, the vaporizing, nighttime coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Thought about that, what you said.
About not being treated like a little kid anymore. Staying up later.
Being more adventurous. You just have one thing to say about that. It's about.
Kids grow up, so do vacations. 6 resort hotels, right next to 3 action-packed theme parks. Plus, buy right now and get 2 days free in the parks at Universal Orlando Resort.
Get to Kohl's this weekend and take 50% off hundreds of select items store-wide. Plus, take an extra 20% off. Plus, take an extra $10 off when you spend $50 or more. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Layer on the savings this weekend at Kohl's.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in just 1 week with the fastest retinol formula available. It's clinically proven to work on fine lines and wrinkles. 1 week? That definitely works. Rapid Wrinkle Repair. And for dark spots, Rapid Tone Repair. Neutrogena. See what's possible.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about sleep and answering some of your biggest questions. And here's the one I have for you guys. So when you get ready for bed, should you be taking a shower right before you go to sleep?
So there's actually data to show that if you mildly raise your core body temperature and then allow it to fall, it's actually a trigger for melatonin release, because that's actually what happens in our bodies currently. So sometimes for some of my patients, I do have them actually take a bath. And believe it or not, I like a bubble bath better, because the bubbles will actually stay across the water and keep the water hotter longer and act like insulation. So Mr. Bubble is good for sleep.
Wow. All right, can we talk about napping?
Napping is good.
Is napping good?
Well, see, the thing is, most of us have a lot of stress in our day. We have a lot of demands, childcare needs, or we have non-traditional work schedules that limit our ability to get these 7 to 9 hours, whatever the right amount is for you. So when you can't get the right amount of sleep, you obviously want to focus on getting sleep. It's really important. But when you can't, a 20-minute, no longer than 40-minute nap has been shown to really re-energize you. You want to not go any more than 40 minutes, because you'll transition into deeper sleep. And when you wake up, you'll get that sleep grog and that feeling miserable.
Been there. So set an alarm.
And also, it'll limit the amount of sleep you can get at night. You only need so much sleep in a 24-hour period. And if you're paying your debt during the day, you won't need it at night. You'll be up tossing and turning at night. Okay?
So if you have insomnia, I would say naps are probably not a great idea. But if you have an alternative work schedule, you work shifts, or you're a mom or what have you, and you can catch a nap during the day, that can actually be.
Do you set an alarm 40 minutes? Because you know what happens, you set the alarm and then you're lying there and you're like, still awake, still awake, still awake. And then can you push it back? 40 from right now, from right now, from right now.
Right, but see, you could use your sleep stories, right, to start your nap.
Is that a real, are those legit?
So here's the deal, is they're a distraction,
Yes.
right? And they're a calming distraction. There's nothing wrong with a calming distraction in our lives. Our lives are so busy. You know, I always say it's no wonder that people have a difficult time turning off their brain, because at night when they turn off the light, it's the first time somebody isn't talking to them, right? And throwing information at them all the time, and so all these thoughts come piling in.
What about this? Is this Is this real? Is this not going to help?
So, I mean,
Calming activity and
I mean, I think
nighttime routine.
I think what Ms. Henner was trying to talk about was finding your center.
Yeah.
So in a lot of yogic practices and meditative practices, it's about finding your center. And when you find your center, you can become calmer. And so I think that's sort of what she was talking about. Unfortunately, there's no real data on a particular position to put your hands to help you.
Last question. Is there a position, a magic position to sleep in?
It's whatever gets you through the night. Now, for some people with pain, they might find that they need to get pillows to prop them up. And one area where position is really important is if you're pregnant, you want to stay on your left side, but also if you snore. If you snore, side sleeping can eliminate the snoring, and it can actually help if you have a disorder called sleep apnea, where the airway will collapse at night. So in those cases, pain, pregnancy, and if you snore.
And also, Dr. Bruce has a sleep quiz, right? That will help you figure out like what kind of sleeper you are, and also what once you figure that out.
So once you realize what type of sleep you are, early bird, night owl, in between, or insomnia, we know how your hormones profile in a 24-hour period. And from that, I've actually got enough data to show you what the best time of day is to do almost any activity. Have sex, eat a cheeseburger, ask your boss for a raise, you name it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's spectacular. All right, and you can check that out at today.com/makeittoday, which I'll be going to during the break. We'll be right back. Thank you both so much.
Discover Nivea oil-infused lotion. Nourishing oils meet fast-absorbing lotions. Refined with indulging scents. For beautifully nourished skin. Nivea oil-infused lotion.
The more we are here together, with nature, the more we are together, the better it'll be. Yeah, I just wanna tell you right now that I believe, I really do believe it. Something's gotta hold on.
I was on the fence about changing from a manual to an electric toothbrush, but my hygienist said going electric could lead to way cleaner teeth. She said get the one inspired by dentists, with the round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's gentle rounded brush head removes more plaque along the gum line for cleaner teeth and healthier gums. And unlike Sonicare, Oral-B is the first electric toothbrush brand accepted by the ADA for its effectiveness and safety.
What an amazing clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Legs feeling sluggish? That's your body calling. Answer the call with protein and iron to power those muscles. Special K protein has those muscle-loving nutrients, made delicious. Special K, powering you.
Oh, milk. Am I willing to pay the price for loving you? You'll make my morning, but ruin my day. Complicated relationship with milk? Lactate. 100% real milk. Just without that annoying lactose. That's good. Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture.
Give extra, get extra.
Ready to Juvederm it? Correct age-related volume loss in cheeks with Juvederm Voluma XC. Add fullness to lips with Juvederm Ultra XC. And smooth moderate to severe lines around the nose and mouth with Juvederm XC. Tell your doctor if you have a history of scarring or are taking medicines that decrease the body's immune response or that can prolong bleeding. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. As with all fillers, there is a rare risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Juvederm. Talk to your doctor about the Juvederm collection of fillers. Welcome back, everyone. So this between grandparents and grandkids, as you know, is a very special one. And now, believe it or not, there's a company in Florida that is offering grandkids on demand. Watch this.
What are you doing the rest of the day, Sam?
They help me grocery shopping. They push the cart. They open the door for me. Thank you.
You got it.
They make sure the seatbelt is on. They have coffee with me.
We become friends. We build a rapport. We have lunch and dinner.